Once upon a time in the land of Judea, there was a man named Zacharias, who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. He was married to a woman named Elizabeth, and they were both righteous before God, following all the commandments and ordinances blamelessly. However, they were childless, and both of them were getting older. One day, while Zacharias was serving as a priest in the temple, an angel of the Lord appeared to him. The angel's name was Gabriel, and he stood at the right side of the altar. Zacharias was startled and afraid, but the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zacharias, for your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you shall call his name John. He will bring you joy and gladness, and many will rejoice at his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He must not drink wine or strong drink, and will be filled with the Holy Spirit, even from his mother's womb. He will turn many of the children of Israel to the Lord their God. He will go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the fathers to their children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready for the Lord a people prepared." Zacharias was skeptical and asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I am an old man, and my wife is well advanced in years." Gabriel replied, "I am Gabriel, who stands in the presence of God, and I was sent to speak to you and bring you this good news. But since you did not believe my words, you will be mute and unable to speak until the day these things take place." Meanwhile, Elizabeth conceived and remained in seclusion for 5 months. In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city in Galilee named Nazareth. There he visited a young virgin named Mary, who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Gabriel greeted her, saying, "Greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you." Mary was troubled by the greeting and wondered what kind of greeting it might be. The angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus." After the angel's visit, Mary went to visit Elizabeth, and when she entered the house and greeted Elizabeth, the baby leaped in Elizabeth's womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit. She exclaimed with a loud cry, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And why is this granted to me that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For behold, when the sound of your greeting came to my ears, the baby in my womb leaped for joy." Time passed, and John was born just as the angel had foretold. When the people asked Elizabeth what the child's name should be, she replied, "He shall be called John." But the people were puzzled because no one in their family had that name. So they made signs to Zacharias, who had been unable to speak since the angel's visit, asking him what the child's name should be. Zacharias motioned for a writing tablet and wrote, "His name is John." Immediately his mouth was opened and his tongue was loosed, and he spoke, praising God. As John grew, he went into the wilderness and lived there until the day of his public appearance to Israel. He wore clothes made of camel's hair, with a leather belt around his waist. John the Baptist's story takes a tragic turn towards the end of his ministry. His powerful preaching and baptismal ministry had drawn considerable attention, including that of Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee and Perea. John fearlessly confronted Herod about his immoral relationship with Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, which was against the law of God. Herod, influenced by Herodias's hatred for John, had him arrested and put in prison. However, Herod feared the people who considered John a prophet, so he did not want to harm him. Herodias, on the other hand, held a grudge against John and sought to have him killed. An opportunity arose during Herod's birthday celebration. Herodias's daughter performed a dance that pleased Herod and his guests greatly. In his delight, Herod made a foolish oath, promising to give her whatever she desired, up to half his kingdom. Prompted by her mother, the daughter requested John the Baptist's head on a platter. Herod was deeply grieved, for he did not want to carry out the execution but was bound by his oath and the pressure of his guests. Reluctantly, Herod ordered the beheading of John in the prison. John's disciples took his body and buried it, then went and informed Jesus. John the Baptist's death serves as a poignant reminder of the cost of standing for truth and righteousness. His unwavering commitment to proclaiming God's message, even in the face of powerful rulers. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.